I just want to correct the record. There's some girl saying that I'm a scammer. Listen, let me explain something to everybody here and anybody who's actually followed me. Number one, I had no communication. I didn't know anybody at Safemoon when I started. I've been in tech for 15 years. Here I am, someone making YouTube videos because I believed in the project.
Yeah, we know.
I believed in what Safemoon was doing. I believed that what they said they could do. So I started getting proactive because that's who I am, and I started making YouTube videos and trying to help out the project. This was well before I had any communication with the team. As a matter of fact, I put $30,000 of my own money in at a high, at probably the peak. I got my fiance at the time to put in $15,000. When I came into Safemoon, I came in to help out. Okay, I saw a few kids trying to build out a product. I've shipped and built many technology products, 2 of which were acquired. Okay, so I think I know what I'm doing when it comes to tech. So I came in, thought I could lend a helping hand, put in $30,000 of my own money, had my fiance put in $15,000 at a high, only to watch that money dwindle down to almost nothing. Okay, but what do? Do I sit on the sidelines and say, hey, you know what? Let me just watch my money fall and plummet and crash down to the ground, or do I get proactive and start trying to help out? That's when I reached out to the team. That's when I started building tech on my own and said, hey, I think I have something that could help you guys, be legitimate, like really help out your company. Showed that to the team. They loved it. They were like, wow, we can't believe how much you got done. We would love to have you on board. Yes, please help us out. That was when Safemoon brought me in as global head of products. I got brought in to do a job, and that's like all I did is do a job. I can't speak to all the things that are happening with private keys, what are happening behind the scenes. I don't know what was happening. I didn't have access to any of that information. I wasn't privy to any backdoor conversations. I wasn't privy to private key housing and how money with Bitmart. No, I don't know any of that. As a matter of fact, when I came in as global head of products, one of my jobs was try to find out where all the revenue streams are coming from. So when I came in, I'm trying to figure out where all the revenue streams are coming from. Hey, I'm asking other team members, hey, how are we paying for this? How are we paying for that? As I'm trying to build out a revenue model, I can't because, all the pieces aren't there. So I can't really help anyways. So there's nothing much I can do. So I'm kind of blocked on that. I'm like, well, as long as my dev team gets fed and as long as we can keep pushing products like the app, like, all the other products that the swap and all the other products we've created, we're good to go. And I will bring my experience to the table, and I will push the best damn app you guys have ever had. And in that time, that's what we did.
That's not the best damn app we've ever had.
Well, you know what? It was something from nothing.
There's a lot of other things that were built better with a lot less money. And I'm not saying that you stole the money or whatever. So
and I'll tell you this, I was hired as an employee. I was paid as an employee. I was paid a salary every month. And that's what I did. And I came in and I did a job. That was it.
What happened to the B1 honeypot when you said that it was going to be repaid back?
Personally, I wanted everything to be paid back to everybody. That was something I came to the team. I said, we need to have a plan. Even though there was, things that happened during the migration that forced the contract to be closed so that more hackers couldn't take advantage of the pot, do something so that we can figure out, hey, what's wrong with the pot? Hey, we need to figure this out and make it right for the community.
Clearly, you were met with resistance. Can you say how far up the chain the resistance came?
That was the day that I got emotional. And you know what? If I speak to what happened internally, I could be really walking on eggshells, guys, with my NDAs. All these lawsuits are flying. I'm already in a lawsuit now where here I am as an outsider trying to help out my own investment where I just got crushed on it. My fiance had drug into this. Here it is plummeting, okay? And then I'm getting drug into this. My fiance's like, well, she asks me all the time, what's happened to my Safemoon? I said, you know what? I've done everything I could. And now I'm being named on a lawsuit where it's like 50 to 100,000. Oh, you were paid to promote it. I didn't even know the team. I didn't even know the team. That's flat on its face. But just to represent yourself and just to say, no, look, here are my wallet addresses. This is when I purchased. Look, you can see on Twitter, there's even people at Safemoon that will agree that they never even knew who I was until after I made a few videos. So all of this I'm getting drug into as a consummate professional who actually builds tech and actually delivers products. And people are, oh, well, you didn't build anything. Really? I didn't build anything? Then how'd that whole development team get started? How'd the whole development team get built? How did the product start shipping?
I think the critique is this. You're fine to talk about how many great things you did
and that apparently doesn't violate your NDA somehow. But all of a sudden, when it comes to talking about the thing that everyone cares about, the internal going back and forth between John Caroni, which could be a big proving of like whether there was fraud or whether there's intentionality or not. With that fraud, you all of a sudden you clam up and you can't talk. But you
No, it's
talk
not me
about yourself.
clamming up.
I remember one of your
Coffeezilla, it's
posts
not me
about like
clamming up at all.
I'm a man of ethics. I'm a man of all this stuff. Well, ethics means standing up for what's right, even when it's not monetarily viable, right? Even when it's not a great idea to do it. It
Okay,
means, hey,
so here,
here's the facts.
Coffeezilla, here, I'll say this then. If this is the case, you want to talk about ethics? When I was met with resistance, I was harassed by the VP about when are you going to be in the office? When are you going to do it? No, I don't want you talking to me about blah, 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 blah. That's what happened to me. And then my job got threatened. I got put on the line, and guess what? Within a few days later, I quit. Look, this has been weighing on me, and you know what? At this point, fuck it.
Bro.
I asked for legal representation, and John told me to kick rocks.
Let it out, baby.
Wow,
Whoa,
that's
wait, he didn't fund
crazy.
you? He didn't fund you?
Wow.
No, why
Wow.
am I being pulled into this? Why am I being pulled into this? This is not my fight. I have never had I don't know what you're doing with private keys. I don't know what you're doing. I came in, I'm delivering products for you.
But
And they
you're
said,
a
good,
developer.
Ryan, good boy.
You
You keep
know.
delivering
Well,
products
he's not a
later.
developer.
And then guess what? They deliver products, they disappear. I deliver products, they disappear. And then, oh, hey, we're working on this, we're working on that. Great, that's cool. I'm working on the app. Great, that's cool. What I'm working on, I can show performance for. I can show results. But you know what? It comes to a point where why am I being dragged in a lawsuit? And when I ask, hey, like this is not fair. I've pushed products, I've delivered for you. Am I going to be represented in any way? Oh, well, you know what? Yeah, we'll get back to you on that. What are you talking about? This is not my fight. I came in as an employee. You paid me every month on a salary. Why am I being drugged into this? I had no access to private keys. I never did anything of that sort. So why am I even being drugged into this?
Do you ever see at any given moment 90 employees plus at the building?
No, no.
How many people were there?
Thank you.
Handful, maybe.
Wait, true or
Yeah.
false? The reason you quit was because the money was not being refunded back to investors.
I mean, that was the biggest reason, yeah. I mean, there was other reasons. One of the other reasons was, hey, go kick rocks. We're not helping to represent you at all. That was another reason. And then also other things that happened internally that I didn't agree with as far as integrity goes. And nothing huge, nothing that you guys would be like, whoa, that's groundbreaking, nothing like that. But again, it was a vacuum. John's very secretive, and that's one thing you'll learn. I mean, he's a very secretive person. And so if you go in his office or you go talk to him, whatever it is, he's very secretive. So if there is things like people are talking about Bitmart liquidity pool, I don't know. When I first came in, I did try to get all the revenue channels and see where all the revenue was coming from, because obviously as a global head of products, you want to see where the revenues are coming from so that way you can build revenue models around that. Well, if I get locked out and it's like, oh, Ryan, nope, we'll take it from here. You're good. You don't need to. Like, okay, then I won't work on the revenue model. Then I'll just work on product delivery.
Hey, I was just wondering, is Coffee's question for Fudhound that if he knew something about what has happened with John and the fraud, that he should come out and tell it? Is that what your question was for him?
Yeah, but I think what the Fudhound is basically saying, or Ryan is saying, is that he didn't have access to a lot of that stuff, that he came in as global head of products. He couldn't figure out where the revenue streams are coming from. He now is admitting that he did quit primarily because people were not going to get refunded, as well as some other issues. I mean, I guess my thing is it does seem like you just didn't have a lot of information, Ryan, if what you're saying to us is true. I mean, obviously, I don't know. But I do think it's important that you come out, and if you do have any information or any internal documents that reveal wrongdoing, I mean, now is the time to kind of bring them out there. Well, can you speak in behalf of like the weight of the evidence, right? Like, obviously, okay, you might not be 100% sure, but if you could kind of weigh it all out in your mind real quick and tell us, knowing what you know now, given your experience with the company, knowing what you know of John, do you think Safemoon defrauded investors? Yes or no?
So if there are claims about like what Coffeezilla has uncovered and what other people have uncovered, if there are claims about this, well, it's possible.